Hello and welcome to Teachers Research Questions and Reflections, the TESOL RPC Research Professional Council video series. This series is specifically for K-12 Research Network, so those that are researching or are in classrooms in the K-12 system. So my name is Dr. Christina Kitson, and I am the chair of the Research Professional Council for TESOL. TESOL Research Professional Council is missioned with identifying research priorities, recognizing and encouraging practitioner scholarship, and promoting research collaborations in TESOL. We have a number of activities that we do in the field, and one of them is this particular network vlog series for the K-12 research practitioners. And I'm going to introduce you to Liliana Vidal, who is from Argentina, and she's going to be the leader of our session today. So Liliana, could you tell us a little about where you work?
Good morning to everyone. Well, I'm working secondary school, but I am the LSV English Academy school. It's an English institute where I work with universal design for learning. And also I am an English teacher, and I am very interested in neuroscience too. So my main fields are UDL and neuroscience and English, of course, because it's my main my main idea is that how to use UDL in English classes, let's say.
Thank you. So we're going to turn over to discussion now. What motivated you to do this research?
Well, some years ago, I worked in a private school and with students of around between 8 and 12. I started seeing that many of them were left aside, let's say, in the class. I had a group of 25 and 5 were out. So I started investigating how I can include them in the classroom, and I went through different things until I, during my master in teaching English as a second language, I came across UDL and I started investigating about that. So how my main point was how I could help them to get involved in the classes, let's say.
So is that what your research focus is? What are your major findings?
I realized that it was impossible to continue teaching in a one-size-fits class where we teach a class just with the idea of the average student, that everybody learns in the same way. So I started investigating about it, and I realized that working with UDL helped me to get every time more students engaged in the classroom. Classes and the possibility of participating not only in the connected with the learning, but also they could make progress. So that was the most important finding. I think the best of this is that I could see that many students with disabilities, they could sit for international examinations. So that was one of the main things that I got.
So how did your research impact your teaching?
A lot, because I changed my mindset or my mind completely, because when you start working with UDL, there is a kind of you change all your beliefs. That's the main things, because you start designing your class more than organizing. Designing, you are the one, the leader in your class, trying to see what you can use or what is the best for your students. So you change a lot. It's not that you start adapting. If you prepare a class for all students in the same way, like a class for all, thinking that all students are the same, then you have to start adapting, no, in the middle of your class, of lesson, because you see that one student cannot get what you are teaching them. When you work with UDL, you start designing from the very beginning for all. So the results are incredible, because everybody is involved, everybody progresses. Really, it's incredible working with UDL, really.
So how would it impact the TESOL teachers listening to this video from different contexts?
I think it could be great for all teachers, because sometimes you think that UDL is something for schools with high technology, but it's not like that. I think it's for us to low or high technology, that is also very important. And thinking that every time you have more students involved in your activities that you propose. No, when you start designing for all and you diminish the barriers, as what UDL says, and you consider variabilities of all your students, you get very good results.
Yeah. And just in case somebody isn't familiar with the term UDL, what does UDL stand for?
UDL is Universal Design for Learning. Yes, it was created by COST, and it's a framework, yes, that is based on neuroscience and cognitive psychology. So it's something that is scientifically based or has scientific evidences. So it's really important to start using UDL in your classes.
Thank you. And then what were the, if you can go through our main findings here, these are the big takeaways from what you've done research-wise.
Well, the first one was about choice and agency. UDL proposes that you have to give your students choice, and when you give them the possibility of choosing, they start getting agency, autonomy. No, the possibility of not only participating and choosing what is the best for them, but also the possibility of evaluating, self-evaluating, to get feedback. So you get agency. That is the aim of UDL. Also, when you have the multimodal approaches, UDL proposes the idea that you have to offer your student multiple ways of representation. So not everybody gets the information or have access to the information in the same way. So when you use it, you use multiple multimodal activities, everybody can learn. Yeah, so that's another important point of UDL, and I could get that. And another thing, that the way of scaffolding, when you have students with disabilities or not, but you know that they have a barrier to learn, in this case English, what you had to provide them are scaffolding activities or support, so everybody can reach to the objective. Now you have an aim, and you are here. So how I'm going to help my student to reach the goal that we propose with scaffolding. So I think that's all these three things are very important, and I think help me to change my classes in general.
So if you had to give just a couple of pieces of advice of things for a teacher to change in their classroom, what specifically would you suggest they bring in from Universal Design for Learning?
I think that one of the main things is to change the mindset. Yeah, I think when you start thinking that let's say the disability, in inverted commas, is in the environment or but not in the students, it's in your classes, in your design. That's one of the main things. So you don't find your students like a guilty for not learning. So you had to change that. Context is the disabled one, so you had to change it. Another thing is, I think it's very important to know your students. When you know your students, you can be able to design the classes according to their needs from the very beginning and for all. I think that's one of the main difference between UDL and differentiation. In UDL, you know your students, you try to prepare the classes according to what they need, but also what you prepare for some of your students, it helps all. That's the main difference, because that's one of the things that you have to pay a lot of attention. And another thing is that variability is the norm, it's not the exception. So we are all different, and we all learn in a different way.
I think that's really critical to understand for understanding UDL, but I also think that's a good part of our being a good teacher is to make sure that we're not leaving people behind. And this approach makes it so that your student doesn't have to feel like they are different when they learn differently, because everybody's getting something that works for them, kind of, and adjusted in a way that is efficient for how those different approaches work. So thank you very much for sharing. This is, we have a number of other publications from the Research Professional Council, so please check out our TESOL Research Directions 2023-2027. This is our currently approved research directions, and we're looking at possibly amending them or re-upping them to based on what people think. So if these seem appropriate or not going forward. And there is a TESOL Research Directions Professional Council blog series also available, and it's written by members from all around the world. So you can get a lot of good teaching ideas and a lot of good teaching tips if you go to that blog series. So check that out. And if you have any questions or you want to continue the conversation about UDL, please contact me, Dr. Christina Kitson, and I work at the University of Central Missouri. And if you would like to be featured in this video research series, also please reach out. But if you reach out about UDL, I will put you in contact with Liliana, and maybe you can work on a future research collaboration together. So thank you for joining us, and I hope that you watch the next video in the series. Thank you.